am Lillian McMorris, and welcome to the Lillian McMorris Show. Always giving you information and some entertainment right here on Cox 96, of which we do want to thank Cox Communication for making it possible for you to obtain all the information that's happening right here in Southern Nevada and sometimes across the nation. Our first guest is Duana Malone. Welcome, Duana.
Thank you.
Now, see, I've always known you as the Tech Queen. As the Tech Queen. Now, This is something that I know you do in your sleep when it comes to computers and websites and all of those things. But you've embarked on something else.
Yes.
And I was very, very happy to read 30 years of being in global ministry and reaching over 30 nations.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's an exciting season in my life. I've actually served with Al and Hattie Hollingsworth, who are our founders. They started in Compton, California in the late 80s, actually, 85 to be exact.
Hollingsworth. I've heard that name. You're going to give me some history on that one. Yeah.
And he's actually the former Commissioner of Economic Development for the state of California.
That's what it was.
And his wife, Hattie, who's from Compton, he's a grandson of a slave. And they felt at that time in the late 80s, which I'm sure you remember the late 80s, the season of drugs and gangs and all kind of just craziness, especially in Compton, California. And they saw a great need for a curriculum such as BOSS during that time. And hence
BOSS. And you're going to tell me what BOSS is, because BOSS has now become like, you've got, well, number one, we're going to put the website of bosslasvegas.com.
Yes.
And the local work that you're doing and the launchings that you're doing with BOSS.
Yes. And we've actually been in Las Vegas almost 20 years now. And BOSS stands for Building on Spiritual Substance. Not only do I serve as the local regional director, but also the global director of operations, executive director of operations. And so I have a hand in coordinating all of the countries and nations, and literally for the past almost 10 years, every single month, just about we're in a different location or nation or city or state for literally almost a decade.
That's why I haven't seen my Tech Queen around. I had no idea. I thought you got married and moved somewhere. But here, no, you were here launching here and there.
Yes, we're in every single continent. So we've been busy.
What is it like moving around and you're launching, you're taking all of your things, like your vertical leap here, your children, you know, your youth empowerment curriculum. I mean, you've got everything. So what is it like going into a place that they know absolutely nothing about what you're doing?
Well, you know, the most interesting part is when you go in places like Ukraine and everybody's Russian, and I never learned how to speak Russian.
Did you get just a little bit of it?
But we, of course, have translators there to support us. But that, I think, is the most interesting. Even when you're in your hotel room in like France or somewhere that, of course, is French speaking. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I should have learned these languages when I was in high school.
That's right. That's
the first thing.
Well, I took French in high school, and I'm not too sure it would help right now.
But can I tell you a secret, though? Google Translate. Even
good.
If I need hotel towels, I just type it and show on my computer. That's where the Tech Queen comes in.
Tell me about the mission and the vision.
Yes, the mission is a global generation trained to win the world for Jesus Christ through kingdom economics. That's our vision. Our mission is to teach the relevance of God and His Word in meeting one's need for success.
And the reason that I find this so fascinating, it partially is what you've already said. You've gone to the Ukraine. You're in the United States. You're in France. You're in Germany. You're in Australia. But you have the same mission and vision.
Yes, the same. And it's the same no matter where we are, even though we speak different languages, it's all one common word. And the word is what makes and transforms our youth and adults. And we're teaching them how to get their power from the inside out. When we were asked to come to Perth, Australia by former tennis champion Margaret Court, who is actually the mentors of Serena and Venus, we were asked to come there because there were record-breaking numbers of kids committing suicide. Record-breaking numbers. And they said, please come to our nation, come help our leaders to reach our young people. And so we came, of course, and we invested in training up their youth so that we can restore hope to the hopeless, so that we can equip them with the right words that will build up their leadership, as well as the children, most importantly, so that they can now begin to dream again and hope again.
Okay, bring it back to Southern Nevada.
Yes.
Bring it back home.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you said
here? Bring it home.
I'm so glad that you said that, because over the last last year and a half or so. And it was so, I don't want to get emotional, but after
get
going,
emotional. That's why we're here. I believe in being me. That's why I tell everybody. They say, well, Lillian is always Lillian. I am just me. So if you want to get emotional, that is just fine.
And I said that for a moment, for a reason, I believe, because after going all around those countries, and I'm glad you said bring it home, because when I came home, not even home a week from going over there, overseas, I'm thinking a problem that's over there. And I don't want to, but it's close to me, someone close to me, committed suicide. And I was devastated because in my mind, we're helping other nations.
Over here helping everybody else, and here is my family.
And as soon as I come home, it's like not even home 2 days. And the same day, a world-renowned author, Rick Warren, everybody knows about him, and his son, same exact day, take their life. And I'm like, this is not just a problem out there and over there. Especially people that look like, that are, wear the same skin, and that look, and I'm thinking, I need to be home. So I've been investing more time at home in Vegas the last year and a half because it's no longer helping other nations and all that. Our focus have been redirected to the West Coast.
And how are you helping our youth right here in Southern Nevada?
Oh, I'm so glad that you said. We have adopted 7 schools right now. We have adopted 7 schools. We've adopted many churches. We're launching 20 different nonprofit locations right here. We've already partnered with almost 10 that have launched. They're starting with our curriculum that we'll talk about later, but it's strategically designed. It's systematically designed, starting at age 4, and then we have one at age 7 that is now building them, branding them based on the Word of God with words that will empower them and change them from the inside out. So have
you coordinated the faith-based community with My Brother's Keeper?
We have, and I'm so excited about our partnership with My Brother's Keepers, and even the most recent list that we obtained from them on schools that we're going to now target, because in looking at the list of who they're trying to reach, we have adopted 7 schools that's not on that list. So we're excited about now reaching out to those 5 more schools that are under My Brother's Keeper, that we can now bring it to the community and bring it to, and we've been at Doolittle, we've been at various West Prep, we're there every Friday, we're at Booker on Mondays. So we have several schools that we've adopted that's on the west side, either through our BOSS training and or we've partnered with a technology component.
See, I know within the school system you have to be careful, although I'm a Christian and I do not deny it, but you have to be careful with what you bring in. But being faith-based, there is a way that you can reach our children and get them to bring that, as you say, power from the inside out, because they need that in a more positive manner.
Yes, and we've been asked, even the schools in California, to take Jesus out, to take the Word out, to take the Bible out, and just based on the leadership skills. And we will not compromise for anybody or anything. And so we have to be, of course, obey the law. And it's legal for us to bring the system after school or before school.
After school or before school. That was my next question. You can do it after get those kids, because so many youth, unfortunately, parents don't take them to church like ours did. And they have no idea. So you may be the only outlet of them learning the faith, the power that they have.
That is absolutely correct. And so we have after school programs that we have, and they have to opt in. We can't, of course, force it on the kids. It can't be a part of the school district. And we have a class full over at West Prep every Friday night. The class is full even on Mondays at Booker for our technology component, because we don't only equip them with empowering words from the inside, but we equip them with skills that they need as well.
What I'd like to do, because I want you to come back, because number one, I need to know not only the global ministry, but the local work that you're doing. I want to know when you're launching and how it's working within our faith base and our Brother's Keeper and all of those things right here in Southern Nevada. So if you will agree to come back and visit with us, I would appreciate that. I'm going to give you information on how to reach, and I still call her my tech queen, but she's the boss lady now, BOSS, that's right. International Operations and Technology Expert is what she actually is. She's a computer programmer, website designer, specialist with over 30 years experience. But what she's doing is developing all of this and taking it for our kids, for the youth, not only within our community, but universally. And I want you to go on our website. It'll give all the information, techqueen.contactcard.biz. and that'll give all the information as to how to reach her. Or you can go to bosslasvegas.com, BOSS LasVegas.com, celebrating 30 years of being global ministry and reaching over 30 nations and dealing with the founders of Boss, not only in California, but Nevada, but universally. And please, Duana, do come back and visit with us and give us reports on what's going on at the schools, the young people in our community.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. Would you like to be a member? Giving your time back to the youth in our community. Our #1 project is mentoring. Join 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. There's a membership drive. Call 888-812-5455 for more information. And welcome back. We've got 2 fun segments that are coming up. I separated the 2 because we've got 2 distinct personalities. But on the radio, they sound like one personality because they link together. But this is television. So I'm going to give each one the opportunity to show their own personality. Mr. and Mrs. R. And you can always find them on redpandaradio.com, and they're on channel 600. And let's see, they air, I want to say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 to 8 Pacific Standard Time. Mr. R.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Long Island, New York to Las Vegas, Nevada. What on earth? Why on earth?
Well, I was tired of the cold weather.
You know what? That works.
Yeah. I was doing radio in New York, and actually before I came here, I was in California. I was hired by a radio station in California. So they sent me here to Las Vegas to set up a station here, but then the station closed down. So I fell in love with Vegas.
Right.
I'm here. I met my wife, and the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
The rest is
it good history?
Oh, it's great history.
Yeah, you guys make history every day, huh?
Oh, yes.
I mean, on the radio now.
Oh, on and off the radio.
Now, see, you play mostly independent, and tell me about this, independent and unsigned hip-hop and R&B artists from around the world. So these are people who don't get played like on regular, turn on the the FM station.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of artists out here that a lot of people don't hear about because everybody's focused on the mainstream, and mainstream plays the same 10 songs all day. So I wanted to do something different. I've always liked to push the envelope. So I said, there's so many artists out here. So I said, let's give them a chance to shine worldwide.
And you know what? I learned that a few years back. My business partner, who's Teresa right here, Tigo and Associates, has a lot to do with independent artists. And I did not know about how many indie, that's the word you used, right? How many independent artists that there were. And then when I did my research on you, I said, wow, he's doing what we had dreamed of doing a few years back, except we were going to do live concerts.
Oh, wow.
But, as you know, the hardest part is to get people to come because they don't know who this independent artist is.
Yes.
So what do you do? How do you do to support, to get the word out, to get people to actually listen to what these new people have?
Well, if you watch shows like The Voice, American Idol, X Factor, those are unsigned artists.
Correct.
And when you see the auditions, there's like 70,000 people that show up. So that made me think there's so many artists out here. And what happens is the artists are very excited to be on the radio.
Right.
So we use the artists to promote. If you want me to play, if you want me to play your music, you have to spread the word to all of your people. So therefore they're excited. So they spread the word to everybody they know, and henceforth we have a large audience.
Wow.
So, and in turn, we do want to start setting up concerts with these indie artists. That's why we're plugging them, so people can know who they are when we start setting up concerts.
Okay, now you also do some classic stuff.
Oh, yes, yeah. You can't go wrong with the classics.
Never.
You can't go wrong. That was real music, and a lot of us, we grew up on the classics,
Yes, indeed.
A lot of people, my friends, when I was growing up, they had their toys. My mother and them gave me 45 records. And I had a little record player.
Who remembers a 45?
I had a 45, and a record player, and I was jamming out. My first record I think I had was Chic, Everybody Dance. I remember, and from then, I just loved it. And me and my wife, one day we were home listening to some classics, and we said, why don't we do a show like that?
Right. Now, you do that one on Thursdays from 4 to 8 and Saturdays from 2 to 6.
Yes.
Okay. What do you do outside of radio?
Well, right now, we don't do too much. That's why we date on the set, because we work basically 6 days a week.
Okay.
So on Sundays, we're home, barbecue, sit outside and enjoy.
Thinking some more music to play.
Well, yeah. I always get a lot of water, so I'm always listening to music, but we do try to take some time just for ourselves. But we gel so well, which I'm thankful for.
Right.
We date on the show.
And that's
we tell
cool.
each other how much we love each other.
I'm going to talk to her about that because she does What's Hot with Mrs. R. So we're going to talk about that and how hot she, and she's a cutie pie. You'll get to see her in just a minute. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you tell? Now, Red Panda Radio, how did you get involved with Red Panda Radio?
Well, actually, one of the guys from Red Panda, we were on another station at the time, and the station wasn't really doing too well, but this guy that I met, he heard of us. He said, we want you guys to be the face of Red Panda. It was a brand new station. I was the first show, and me and my wife, we came up, we were the first. And they're still actually building and growing right now. They still don't have a full slate of shows, so we're basically the face of the station. So they asked us to come. They gave us a presentation. We loved it.
So it's on the radio. We can get it mobily on our telephones.
Well, currently right now, it's only available on computers, but soon we will have phone apps. Then you can listen on your tablets and phones. That's coming very soon. But right now, you listen on the computer.
So it's redpandaradio.com on our computer and go to channel 600.
Yes.
Okay. And you do independent, unsigned hip-hop, and R&B artists from around the world, everywhere.
And that's another thing. I wanted to show the world that there's music, not just East Coast and West Coast. Because I had a lot of music. When I first I put an ad on Craigslist looking for artists. I started getting all these music from overseas.
How much did you get on Craigslist?
I got over 500 songs. But a lot of it came from overseas. But I let it sit for like 6 months. I said, I don't want to play no overseas music. I'm looking for, from the States. So then one day I was home bored. And I said, let me listen to some of this music. And I said, wow, this music is great. So I started showcasing them. That's why I let people know that there's music from everywhere. I have music from South Africa, Australia, Dubai. I mean, everywhere.
I know I had a guest on earlier. I'm not sure when that show's going to air, Mr. Sherman Rutledge, and he and I did a show for some people from Nigeria.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And
the music. They had concerts and they had, and I hosted it and you had no idea what they're saying, but the beat, everything was there and it was like, what are you doing? All over the world.
And that's the same thing. Like, I play music from Japan. I tell people, you may not understand the lyrics, but if you hear that music, you just feel it.
You feel the
And then you just have a good time with it.
Right. Mr. R, hosted by Mr. R, independent and unsigned hip-hop and R&B from around the world. The shows are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 to 8. And that's redpandaradio.com, channel 600.
That's right.
Right? And he does classics. We'll talk a little bit more with Mrs. R about those classics. And that is hosted by both of them. And they play from the 70s and the 80s. And we know there's lots of dance and love songs from the 70s. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that show is on Thursdays from 4 to 8 and Saturdays from 2 to 6. Yes. So they probably just dating on the air and eating and having fun.
She'll tell you about it.
That's right. She's going to tell me about that. But anyway, it's redpandaradio.com, channel 600. You don't want to miss it. You can always call them and talk to them at 855-843-7610. Thank you so much, Mr. R, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to make sure that people listen to this redpandaradio.com. But you know what? I want to talk to Mrs. R, so we're going to say goodbye to you. Okay?
All right.
All right.
You kicking me out now?
I'm going to kick you out.
All right.
We'll take a little break. We're going to get Mrs. R to come and talk to us.
You know your business could really benefit from a great mobile app. Being accessible on mobile devices everywhere can take you to new heights of audience interaction that will improve sales, service, and your customers' overall experience of your experience. Thankfully, we're here to help. We can help you build a beautiful mobile app and mobile website. Rely on our expertise to handle everything from start to finish affordably and professionally. Contact us for a free demo to see what an app for your business would look like.
10 Golden Keys to Effective Networking. This book is designed to strengthen your networking techniques. It is an ebook for instant download. Go to LillianMcMorris.com. That's 10 Golden Keys for Effective Networking. I told you I was going to have one of the cutest ladies that I have met, and I'm going to tell you, when they say in the review journal, Love on the Airways, I definitely understand why. Please welcome Mrs. R.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know you guys do radio, but I just wanted you on television. I wanted to show it. I wanted to talk about it. Tell me about the article in the review journal, Love on the Airways.
Well,
because that's what we were talking about earlier. I said the two of you just kind of link it together. Well,
you know what it is? Me and Mr. R, we actually love each other like that. So when people come over and they want to interview us or we're going somewhere, they always say, you guys look like you're so much in love. And we are in love.
Okay.
But, you know, like I told them in the review journal, I said, you know what? We don't have to pretend we're in love.
Because you are. It's already there and it's here.
Right.
It's in the eyes.
Right.
My producer can tell you, I can look at people and tell them, in the eyes, it's in your eyes, you know, and that's so wonderful because you can share that feeling genuinely.
Right. And that's what we portray over the radio, because we
So
tell
neat.
each other each and every day or each and every segment how much we love each other. And we also thank the audience and let them know that we love them as well, because without them, there's no us.
You know, speaking of audience, aren't you all going to be on the Urban Image magazine? In the Urban Image magazine?
Yes, actually, you can get a copy of it if you go to www.urbanimage magazine. You'll see February's copy.
Okay.
We're the cover of it.
Okay.
So it talks about our love. It talks about us on the radio. It tells you about different topics that we've done. So, I mean, it's really interesting. So if you like.
So you guys have been doing this for about 4 years now.
Yes.
So tell me how it's grown since that very first show.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Okay. The very first show for me was when he did the Mr. R show. And what we were doing, my husband was actually doing the unsigned hip hop artist.
Okay.
And so he said, you know what, babe, I want to put you in it because I don't want you to be jealous of what I'm doing and all of that. Well, you know, Lillian, I wasn't jealous at the time because I was actually shopping and doing my thing. But I had no idea how much time it was going to take away from me with him doing the radio.
Right.
So he said, babe, let's just try it and see if you can do something on it. Let's do the news. And I said, okay.
News?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, well, you know,
I'll try.
I changed it around.
Oh, I know. I can see this. What's hot with Mrs. R is not necessarily news, but I'm listening. What's hot with Mrs. R?
Well, you know, I like to gossip.
Okay, that's what
about
I'm
the
listening.
celebrities.
I'm hearing.
Yes, I do.
You got anything to share?
Well, I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather now. So I love talking about Floyd because Floyd is always giving you a show.
He gives a show purposely.
Right. And, well, you know, that's advertisement.
True.
Let's think about
He's
it.
he's his own biggest fan.
Right. So, you know, what I do is like a long time, when I first started doing it, I would do like Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Because, you know, she always had something going on.
Her mom is her best manager. I tell you, if I had marketing like her, if we had marketing like her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Say, give me a mother like yours.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
And so what I did is I actually just kept doing it.
Okay.
Got pretty good at it. And then I wanted my husband to be called What's Hot with Mr. R, but he said, oh, no, baby, that's not going to work. So I said, okay.
That's you.
Yeah. So, you know, I started loving it. And then what happened is we start doing the classics with Mr. and Mrs. R.
Right.
And then I said, you know what, babe? I'm getting pretty good at this. I want to do my own talk show. You know, you get carried away. You want to do what you want to do, you know?
She said, let me grow. Let me grow. You brought me in this. You didn't want me to shop. You didn't want me to go play. So now I'm here with you, so let me do this.
Right,
That's right.
Right. And that's what I did. I
Wonderful.
mean, I fell in love with it, just like I fell in love with him.
Okay. And as a team, as a husband and wife team, your chemistry shows on the air.
Yes.
Okay, what about those days when you, like, agree to disagree?
Well, those well, We don't have too many of those days.
Okay.
Believe it or
That's
not,
a good
we
thing.
do not.
That's a good thing.
But people always wonder, well, you guys can't have a perfect relationship. No, we can't have a perfect relationship, but we can have a relationship.
But you can have a relationship, and you can agree to disagree.
Right, absolutely.
That's the way I call it. That's why I don't call them arguments. I say you agree to disagree.
Absolutely, and that's what we do. There's no arguments. I mean, I'm going to tell them exactly how I like it. I'm more of a control freak.
Okay.
And as far as what we call each other, when I explain it to people, I'll tell them that I'm fire and he's ice. Okay? That means I get it started and
he
puts
melted
it
down.
on.
That's
There
it.
you go.
We done.
Yeah, but that's how it works, right?
I have to agree. Well, let's go over the shows because we don't want anybody to miss anything. Your talk show is when?
It's on Saturdays from 11 to 12.
Okay, on Saturdays from 11 to 12. We don't want to miss you. The website is redpandaradio.com, channel 600. If you want to read more about them, get the review journal in the February issue. Love on the Airways will tell you all about it. You know, you can look that up on the internet. Now, we've got the other shows, the What's Hot with Mrs. R. When is that?
That's actually on Monday,
That's on Mondays?
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Oh, that's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. You do that with the indie show.
right.
With the
What
independent.
happens is I just cut in and do a little.
You say what you want to
What
say.
I wanna say.
Fire. Yeah, gotcha.
you know.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah,
know.
and you know, that's right. And the classics with Mr. and Mrs. is hosted by Mr. and Mrs. R. And that's the 70s and 80s music. And that is Thursday, 4 to 8 and Saturday, 2 to 6.
Absolutely.
And all of this is on redpandaradio.com and it's on channel 600. You don't want to miss Mr. and Mrs. R. I love their chemistry and what's up with Mrs. R and what's hot with Mrs. R. You really don't want to miss that one. You really don't. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I appreciate you guys coming to visit. Thank you so much. Mr. and Mrs. R, don't miss them. redpandaradio.com. I'm Lillian McMorris, and this is Cox 96, and we thank you so much for watching and listening to us. Information, entertainment, what's happening in Southern Nevada, and we want to thank all of our sponsors for making it happen. I'm Lillian McMorris, and I'll talk to you next time. The Lillian McMorris Show is produced by Tego and Associates Productions. Multi-camera shoots either in our studio or on location. That's Tego and Associates Productions. Give us a call at 702-509-7728.